Chase down Stephen Curry. Stops. Fires. Can't hit. Monte Ellis trying to tip it over to Reggie Williams. Winds up in the lap of Richardson. Up ahead. Look out. Hello! Amari Stoudemire elevates and detonates.
Are you kidding me?
Devastating dunk here in Oakland. Maybe the top dunk of his career.
As a play-by-play guy, you have a catchphrase. I think what you're most known for is the elevates and detonates. That's something that I'm sure people probably say to you on the streets when they see you. Where did that come from? Did you come up with that? Is it something you heard somebody else say, or did you feel like you needed to have like a catchphrase like that, especially with Amari on the team?
Yeah, I grew up listening to Al McCoy and Chick Hearn. So obviously here in Phoenix, Al McCoy with the Suns, and then when I was in college at Loyola Marymount, Los Angeles, I watched all the Lakers games, and Chick Hearn was the king of catchphrases too. So
Here's the ball to Woodley, dribbled right down the middle, slam dunk.
So he and Al McCoy, that's how I grew up, and so I always wanted to be entertaining like they were, to call the game, be descriptive, and I've always thought too that it's pretty much, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, it's the same thing. They've got a basketball, they're shooting it, they're going to make it or they're missing it, they're going to dribble it, but it's the announcers who can describe it in different ways that I always really appreciated, and I loved that kind of creativity. So I didn't go into it with, okay, I've got to have certain catchphrases, but over time, some kind of rolled off, and I love to write. I've always enjoyed creative writing, so I think more creative words come out of my mouth maybe than should.
They get it to Channing Frye, has a good look, shoots past Humphries, absolutely for three!
Especially for play-by-play, because if I were to go back, I'd probably cut it down quite a bit. I mean, I enjoyed some of the fun calls, but they're also easy to fall back on too, because you kind of use the same ones over and over again. I've learned to enjoy Mike Breen, who, he has bang, but, outside of that, pretty much just is more conversational.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
But as far as the elevate and detonates is concerned, I don't know where that came from. A lot of times I did think during the off season about different ways of describing things. That was a game in Boston, and Joe Johnson drove baseline, and I just, elevate came out of my mouth, and detonate followed. And I'm like, wow, where did that come from? And even Bob Adlock, our producer, goes, dude, that was great. He said that in my ear while the game is going on. And I'm like, I don't even know where that came from. So, I got a little bit of feedback from that. And I think as I look back now, especially Amari's dunk against the Warriors and Anthony Tolliver, and I enjoy listening to that because I think it captured the moment. But I will tell you, there were probably at least 4 or 5 other times where I used it and it was just a normal dunk, and I've kicked myself and go, no, man, you got to say that for the special ones.
I got to be honest, I never knew that elevate and detonate drew its origin from a Joe Johnson dunk.
I know. Yeah, believe me, I was shocked too. And but he could get up. I mean, it's funny because we think about Joe Johnson now as slow-mo Joe and ISO Joe because he put on weight and got so much bigger later in his career, but he was pretty darn bouncy when he came over from Boston, and that was a game against his former team, so he probably had a little extra bounce.